Hi guys. So today I wanted to talk about um, this complete inability to immerse yourself in life, and this is something that I have struggled with for years. Being in a situation, being around people, and still feeling disconnected from everything. There is this immense weight that is carried around, I suppose, which seems normal to us. Um, Eventually the realization that sets in is that this is a lot of pain from the past that you're carrying around, which is unnecessary, but you don't know what to do with it. And I feel like for a lot of us, there has been this feeling that you're on the other side of the glass and the world is together on the other side, like you're alone on this side and you're just watching the world through a window or from the other side of this glass pane. And I think it's been one of the most difficult things to deal with, to really feel immersed in moments, to really feel the joy of moments. And it's been a struggle for me because I realized that so many times I have been in situations that are nice, that are good, but I don't feel happy. I feel like my mind is somewhere else and my mind is not exactly on any situation or anything. But at the same time, I cannot associate, I cannot immerse myself in this good thing that's happening. There's some sort of a disconnect. And I feel like that comes from us having to protect ourselves from our environment for a long time. Like go into your own safe space, disconnect, and be like at the door so that at any point of time when things get too hard, you can just run out the door. Like you can completely dissociate or completely take over emotionally and support people emotionally. You cannot let go. You cannot let go and enjoy things. You cannot let go and immerse yourself in the world. And I feel like I thought I was alone, uh, feeling like this, and that I'm just somebody who's weird and there's something wrong with me. But aside from the neurodivergence, I feel like it is a lot to do with the way I grew up and the journey to just step out into the world and not feel like an outsider everywhere, to not feel like I'm not meant to be here or somebody else is meant to be here more than me, um, to not feel like the world is judging me. It has been such a struggle, it has been such a crooked path to getting to even the slightest amount of comfort out in the world, because let's be honest, it is difficult for people like us to just be normal with ourselves. Forget about other people, with ourselves, to just be normal and to just um, go around doing things normally like other people do. That glass pane, it's still there, but I feel like it's getting thinner now because I have come to the realization that I need to accept myself first. I need to um, sort of be kinder to myself in the sense that whatever I did growing up, the way that I saw myself, the things that I did for myself, I did to the best of my abilities. And I raised myself, and I shouldn't have had to do that, but I did it. And I think, in my capacity at the time, in my understanding of the world, I did the absolute best I could. And that is something that I have heard for so many years, that you need to come to this acceptance. But I felt like it made no sense. So, what about it? What about I did the best I could? It wasn't good enough anyway. I mean, I ended up struggling in life eventually. I ended up being a person who had absolutely no clue. And when I say this, I mean it completely and wholly. I'm not exaggerating, that I had no clue how to exist in the world. I did not know how to speak to people. I did not know what to do with myself in public. I did not know, like, the most normal things that people do. I'm like, how did they do that? Like going up to someone and talking to them, just being normal around people. And I was just like, how is that even happening? Like, I don't know what to do. And I felt so handicapped in the world. I felt so tied up by my own inner self. And I felt so angry for so many years. And I don't know if there's anybody else out there who associates with this 100%, that feeling of being like your voice not being with you, your mind shutting off in public. And it's been a long journey trying to get rid of those inhibitions, those tie-ups, so that I can just exist in the world normally. And I realized that other people have these huge goals and dreams, and my dream, I remember over the years just thinking about it and just wishing that I wake up every day and just feel light and just feel blissful, because I don't remember the last time that I just felt that for no reason. I kept looking for reasons, and then when I did get a reason, I couldn't associate with the reason, I couldn't immerse myself in it, so I was back to square one. And now that I have these little pockets of rest and of peace and of bliss, I am realizing that I still sometimes get pulled back into, fine, I'm feeling great, but now I want something to happen to make me feel even better, to justify this feeling, because otherwise, what's the point of it? Why am I feeling good? There needs to be something that justifies this. So, some sort of event or something happening, some good news. And then if I don't get that, I go back into the dumps again. Again, I'm like, all that didn't make sense. What nonsense. And yeah, like, I don't know what the point of this video is. I just had these thoughts going on, and I just wanted to say them, I guess. I think it's a part of this whole healing journey where you don't overanalyze who you are, you just show up. And for me, it's here in addition to showing up in the world, because I can't go stand on the street and just say these things, or catch some random person and say these things. But here, I know that there are people who think like me, who feel like me, maybe not exactly 100%, but a little bit. And whenever I try to make these videos, I realize I have so many thoughts going on in my head, like so many. But when I sit down to make the video, everything that comes out is very surface level. And I wondered why this happens. And making videos here has made me realize that my communication with the world was so guarded, because I was so tied up. I did not want to, or I was not able to show my true self to the world. And every time it comes to interacting with the world, there is this sudden automatic filter that is placed upon my voice and my thoughts, so they don't come out as they are. It's very surface level. It's like, don't let anybody through the door. Close the door. Whatever is outside, fine, the world can see. But you have to safeguard a lot of yourself and your personality. And I know that because my husband keeps telling me that the way you are with me, the way you are at home, is who you actually are. But somehow in the world, you don't show up like that. You show up as somebody who is completely different, who is completely, who's very quiet, and who's very adjusting. And that's not a good thing all the time. You need to show up as who you are. And I just didn't know how to do it. And I asked him, and he said, I don't know either. You got to figure that out. And I realized it's true. I'm a completely different person outside. I'm very filtered. I'm very nervous around people. But that's not who I really am. And I think the work here is that sometimes you will go outside and try to be your true self, and you end up making a fool of yourself, like it's happened to me several times. And then that scared me, and I went back into my shell. But I realized that I got to make a fool of myself a couple of times to not feel bad about making a fool of myself eventually, and then find that balance between who I really am and who I show to the world. Of course, you cannot show your entire inner world to the world, to everybody else. That's not you don't have to be an open book, but you have to at least interact with the world from a place of comfort and not from a place of extreme nervousness, or you know you also cannot interact with the world as a people pleaser, because you realize that you say things that somebody else wants to hear, not things that you want to say. You do things that other people want you to do, not exactly the things that you want to do. So finding that balance between knowing what to keep inside and what to show the world, and interact with the world authentically still, by sharing your own thoughts, even something as simple as your opinion on something, uh, walking the way that you want to walk in comfort and in confidence, and not being so self-conscious all the time. Like I felt like every time I would leave the house, I would trip and fall, or I would do something weird, or everybody would look at me and laugh. And I don't know, it was so deep, and it still is. And now I'm in the realization that, oh my God, like I don't think I was even breathing freely in front of the world and in front of people around me. And that, if anything, that's what came off as weird probably to people, because they're like, why are you so scared, why are you so stuck, like what's wrong with you? And I realized that's not normal, but that's all I knew how to be at the time. And I spent so many years being like that, suffocated, tied up, unsure. Then now I'm finally finding a balance. Not exactly, maybe I still, but I don't think about it. I don't dwell on it. I don't dwell on things anymore. That did I come off as weird, or did I come off as to this or to that? It is what it is. And I have realized that people don't care how they show up. So why should I? And I don't try to be rude to anybody. I don't try to talk over anybody. All I want to do is feel comfortable in this world, you know. And for a long time, I always felt that why was there a need for me to be here in the first place? What is the point of this existence? Why do I have to go through this entire life with all of these burdens and all of these problems? Is it even necessary? When I realize that now that I'm here, I have to make something of this life. And the first step to that is making sure I know myself, I know who I am, what do I stand for, what are my opinions. I didn't stand for anything earlier. Whatever I believed was what somebody told me to believe, or what somebody else around me believed. And then when I realized that I'm starting to think on my own, most of my thoughts were full of anger or full of disappointment towards the world. That's not a good place again, because you tend to attract more things that make you disappointed or angry then. So really walking that line and finding that balance to be able to see the dark side of the world, yet stay on the bright side of the world. Like be able to see the darkness, understand it, but also experience the light. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does to me. And that's what I've been doing lately. Trying to come on here and be a little more authentic every day. Crack the door open little by little, every day, little more. And allow more authenticity to come in. And I feel like if you struggle with something like this, I think it would be a good thing to try to make videos. Maybe don't post them if you don't want to, but just make videos where you are just speaking your mind, speaking your heart out, and being authentic as much as possible. Because I kid you not, the moment the camera comes on, the filter is there. Like it's there. It will stop you from saying things. Your mind goes off. You forget all those thoughts that you had, and you realize you're speaking very surface level again. Like I feel that in this video again. I just have so many thoughts, but they don't come out here. I don't know. And maybe they will in the future. I hope so. So I intend to keep doing this. Maybe you could try it. And yeah. So if you're on this journey, you're struggling with something like this, just know that there are so many of us. You're not alone. It can get very lonely trying to dig yourself out of the dumps, you know, especially if it's something that you've just done your whole life and now you feel tired and you feel, what's the point of even healing? What's the point of even getting better? Because I really don't want to be here. Everything has just been a struggle. But now that we're here, let's try just a little. And it's nice to know that there are people out there who understand this. And I don't have to meet them or see them to know that they understand as well. People for whom kindness is important rather than rather than showing up as somebody who is very confident and very, you know, who has the right opinions. People are very forceful, I think, with their energy here. They want to dump their thoughts and energy on everybody else, and it's a chaotic world, you know. But it's nice to know that there are people who value silence, who value growth, who value these little pockets of solitude. And I feel like eventually you will realize that there are things that you actually like about the world. We just haven't found it yet. But I do have this inner feeling that you don't even know everything that you're going to love in the future. You don't know everybody who's going to love you in the future. So just viewing the world from this moment right now, where you're still healing, you're still picking yourself up, the whole of your life is not going to look like this, right? There are going to be changes. There are going to be things that you don't even know that this thing could make you happy. that you've come across, and it just will. So allow surprises to unfold in your life. Allow yourself to now relax and sit in silence and just wait for the good to come to you. And if you feel it's something that's not that good, I think what I do now is I just say that I don't accept this. I don't accept this thing. I don't accept this reality. And this is from my past. This is something from my past that's like trickled into my present, and I just send it back. That's how I'm trying to rewire my mind, and it's sort of working. So, yeah, I hope you guys too can find a little something to be happy about and to just sit with in silence. You don't have to have everything sorted. You don't have to be able to see a life ahead of you that's very perfect. All you have to do is in this moment understand that if you're feeling low, this is not going to last forever, and you don't have to look at your whole life from what you're feeling at this moment. So, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say today. Bye.